Wes Finlay, who's the author and culprit behind this version of the Mikado, and also Sam Crane, one of our dear cast members. Somebody told him to break a leg, and he did. So we wish you both refuah, shalema, get well, quick, speedy and complete recovery. Now, I would like to introduce you to our fantastic musicians today. We have Talia, play those 88s, Fisher. We have Lee, keep the beat, Millis, who's our conductor. And we have Boston's premier Bluegrass band, the Rutabaggers. But you know what I was wondering? How did you get the name, the Rutabaggers?
Rutabaggers are tasty. Fry 'em up in a pan. You might think that we're crazy, 'cause that's the name of our band. So next time we turn up, don't mistake us for a turnip or a radish running out of air. We're the swingin'est vegetable that you've ever met. We're the Rutabaga Band. We're the Rutabaga Band.
Buy a CD or a shirt or a sweatshirt or whatever. And now, without further ado, the Wild West Mikado!
I'm telling you it's true. I know so because my grandpa was there. And he must have told me 100 times it happened here first.
No, it didn't.
It did too. Them two highfalutin fellows heard about it, and they changed it, and they said it happened someplace else, but it didn't happen right here in your grandpa's saloon. Your grandpa and my grandpa told me.
My grandpa told you.
It's a great story. I know it by heart.
Hey, let me help tell it.
Shh. Now, that little town of Tittapoo was getting rode down on by gangs of outlaws and rowdy gangs of no goods. And the McGree clan took all the money.
Yep.
And the McVittles clan took all the food.
And the McClaffertys took all the fun.
Yep.
So the folks at Tittapoo got together, and they hired the Mikado clan to protect them.
Back then, everybody had a mortal fear of the Mikados.
Will you be quiet? The patriarch of the Mikado clan, the legendary Francis Jake Mikado, proclaimed that he was the richest, the smartest, and the strongest of anybody, anywhere. So Jake took all the money, and he promised to protect them, but only if they became loyal members of his clan and promised to obey the laws writ down in his Code of the West. Now, Jake was impulsive, and his decisions were sometimes fair, but he did possess a curious and ornery sense of humor.
Yeah. My grandpa told me he was a lunatic, a trouble-loving liar, and too dumb to decide anything.
Now, Jake did act up on some trumped-up charges. One time, these two fellows came to town and broke the hoopin' and hollerin' law, and he sentenced them to sing with the Tittapoo Town Band.
Another fellow got caught trying to be funny. He got sentenced to 3 years talking with an insurance salesman.
I'd sooner stuff my ears with chicken fat.
Oh, I'll tell you.
And if you think that's bad, if a young fella came to town and broke the flirting and kissing law, he could kiss his head goodbye. It would get blown off by the noble executioner.
No.
Yeah! It was written down in Jake's code. But then one day, a young fella came to town and started asking about the prettiest little girl that you ever laid your eyes on.
Come on in, the bar's open, folks.
All right.
2-for-1 specials today.
Well.
Ladies only.
Oh.
But you gotta get here quick.
Hey,
Come on. Wrap it up. Give them some drinks.
Come on in.
Get the drinks out, Richard. Clean it up here. Let's go. Ladies, work your stuff. Get it going.
howdy, ladies.
Here we are in a saloon.
If you want to know who we are all American. We come from near and far. When we fight, it's man to man. Our horses are all they paint. Our attitudes rough and quaint. You run if you think it ain't. Yo! If you think we're worthless things, like a little toy marionette, you don't understand these things. It's just cowboy etiquette. As you turn this round, can't keep it up.
just did. And what's more, I'm gonna do it again. And this time I'm really gonna mean it. Your pa is a dirty, rotten, lily-livered coward.
Whoa, whoa.
Brave as Paul Bunyan, though, compared to you. Yeah? Oh.
Hey, get him! Yeah, get him! Get him! Get back in there. You got all hurt.
What are you doing here, and what do you want?
I'm looking for a girl named Miriam Kiswell.
Who?
Miriam, the girl everybody calls Yum Yum.
Yum.
Who are you?
My name is Frankie Mikado. Yeah, I answer to Frankie Pooh.
All right, you fools, quiet. I'll lock you up in my jail. Don't worry, they used to laugh at me too, because my name is Pooh-Bah. But you can call me PB. Now, Frankie Pooh, who are you? What do you want? What are you doing here, really?
Well, I'll need a little help to explain. A lonesome cowboy I, whose heart is full of scratches. I sing sad songs and catches, and dreamy lullaby. The songs I sing are long and full of passion ranging, because your moods are changing. I'll finish my lonesome song. I'll finish my lonesome song. Are you in melancholy mood? I'll cry with you. Oh, wow, sorrow. On life's unfairness do you brood? I'll do so too. Oh, wow, sorrow, sorrow. But if hootin' and some hollerin' is wanted, I'll brave and fearless ballads cut and dried. I'll stir you up and get you all excited. All congenial emotions are defied. You're steady, mean, and readily assembled. You don't shake and you can hide it if you do. And I wouldn't be surprised if outlaws trembled before the mighty sons, the sons of Titty-Poo.
We wouldn't be surprised if I would tremble with the war before the mighty sons, the sons of Titty-Poo.
I'll sing a song of the lone prairie, so pass a hat around. With the yippee-yi-yo where the air is free, with the wind to my back, I am full of glee. Hurrah, I am homeward bound.
Oh, yippee-yi-yo, hurrah, he's homeward bound.
To ride a horse, though he's ill at ease, may tickle a tin horse taste. But the happiest hour a cowboy sees, with the wind to his back in a tiny little town, and a banjo on his knees. Whoa, whoa, and some new friends all around.
Round the gal and away we go, and swing her round and round. With yippee-yi-yo and up we go, hurrah, we're homeward bound. With the yippee-yi-yo and away we go. Yi-yo, 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 yi-yo.
A lonesome cowboy I, whose heart is full of scratches. I sing sad songs and catches, and dreamy lullaby, and dreamy lullaby. Thank you, kids. Don't forget your instruments.
Now, what do you want with Yum Yum?
About a year ago, I came here and I was a singer with the Titty-Poo Town Band.
Ugh, they're terrible.
Then I got a job conducting the Titty-Poo Children's Chorus. One day when we were waiting to sing, I got my first look at Yum Yum. When she looked back at me, it was love at first sight. Then I found out she was supposed to get married to her guardian, Coco. I knew right then and there that any hope I had of achieving true happiness was over. My heart got broke, so I just shuffled out of town.
Poor guy.
I can't tell you the jubilation I felt when I found out that Coco was going to get his head blown off. I hightailed her back here right away, hoping that Yum Yum would listen to the true and loving feelings I got for her.
Well, that's too bad. Coco was sentenced to death for flirting, but he ain't gonna get his head shot off.
What? Why not?
'Cause at the last minute, he got a reprieve. And then old Jake named that little sappy Titty-Poo Noble Executioner.
Jake Mikado? Oh, no.
Let me tell you the story. Come here, cutie. Move it, lady. When Jake Mikado and his clan began to rule this lawless land, he come up with a clever plan that young men could be steadied. So he decreed in words succinct that all who flirted, leered, or winked, unless they're by a preacher linked, their heads would all get shot off, get shot off, get shot off. Their heads would all get shot off. So you'll agree, as I expect, that he was right to so elect, and I am right, and you are right, and all is right as right can be.
And you are right, and we are right, and all is right as right can be.
And I am right, and you are right, right as right can be. I'm gonna give the rest, guys. Thank you. I'm gonna tell the rest. This stern decree, you understand, caused great dismay throughout the land. For young and old and shy and bold were equally affected. A guy who gives a gal the eye or tells a little lover's lie, then he finds out he's gonna die. He usually objected. He usually objected. So you'll allow, as I expect, that he was right to so object, and I am right, and you are right, and everything is quite correct.
And you are right, and we are right, and everything is quite correct.
And I am right, and you are right, all is quite correct.
Now you ain't telling it right.
I used to.
No, you ain't.
No.
So we went down and paid the bail and got old Coco out of jail, 'cause he was next on some pretext to have his head get blown off. We made him headsman and we said, who's next to be decapitated?
Cannot shoot off another's head until he shot his own off, his own off, his own off, until he shot his own off. Thank you. So we are right, I think you'll say, to argue in this kind of way. And I am right, and you are right, and all is right. Hip, hip, hooray!
You are right, and we are right, and all is right. Hooray!
And I am right, and you are right, and all is right. Thank you.
Coco the tailor,
still
executioner of Titty-Poo, but that's the highest rank a citizen can attain here.
Well, not only that, but old Jake made that little hornswoggler the Titty-Poo town judge, too.
What?
Yeah, he even writ it down in his Code of the West.
Thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
Hey, you look sort of intelligent. What do you say?
I am. In fact, our roots go back all the way before that begetting and begatting you heard about.
Ugh.
I'm a very exclusive person, and
Ugh.
consequently, my family tree can be traced all the way back to the primordial ooze. So, as a result of that, well, My family pride is something inconceivable, and I can't help it. I was born
God,
sneering.
stop.
I mortify my pride all the time. For example, when that two-bit tailor became sheriff, the entire Tittapoo town government quit and walked right out. Well, I took all their jobs at once.
Sure. And all their salaries, too.
Yes, I did, and consequently it is my duty to serve that nincompoop Coco as Secretary of the Treasury, Attorney General, Bank Regulator, Keeper of the Bloodhounds, Archbishop of Tittapoo, and Chief Rabbi, as well as Sheriff and Mayor, both acting and elect, all rolled into one and at a salary. Can you imagine that? P.B. Kincaid, a salaried minion. Oh, my poor ancestors. I do it. It revolts me, but I do it.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, well, it's not all of it. I mean, I will take drinks from anybody, no matter how lowly. And I'm willing to sell state secrets at a very low figure. For example, any more information about Yum Yum would be considered a state secret.
He's the government. You gotta bribe him. Okay.
Ha. Well, another insult and a chintzy one at that. Now,
You mean to tell me that I've been on the trail for over a month, only to find out that Yum Yum is going to get married to Coco?
that's a fact.
But I love her.
Ooh, that's too bad.
What a laugh. It ain't fair, I tell you.
Uh-oh. Well, that's him coming now. If I was you, I'd vamoose.
I don't want a vamoose.
Oh, don't matter. Get you know what out of here, you hear me?
Behold the noble executioner, a personage of lofty rank and title, a dignified and potent officer, whose functions are particularly vital. Defer to the noble executioner. Defer to the newly bound, to the glory bound, to the noble executioner. The noble executioner, a personage of lofty rank and title, a dignified and potent officer, whose functions are particularly vital. Defer to the noble executioner. Defer to the newly found, to the glory bound, to the noble executioner.
Taken from a county jail by a set of curious chances, liberated then on bail, on my own recognizances, wafted by a favoring gale, as one sometimes is in trances, to a height that few can scale, save by long and weary dances, surely never had a male, under such like circumstances, so adventurous a tale, which may rank with most romances, taken from a county jail, by a set of curious chances, surely never had a male, no adventurous a tale.
Defer to the noble executioner. Defer to the newly crowned, to the glory bound, to the executioner. Bow down to the noble executioner. Defer to the newly found and noble
Ladies, gentlemen, and loyal members of the Mikado clan, well, I would like to thank you all for this wonderful reception. I'm touched. Really, I am. Now, PB, can we get on with it?
Raymond McCoco.
Raymond Merrill McCoco, do solemnly swear to fulfill, to the best of my ability, the duties of citizen of the highest appointed rank, which is carrying out the official judging and killing according to the laws of this here Code of the West, written down by the best dancer, best dresser, handsomest, toughest protector, and fastest gun in the West. Why, the only Francis Jake Mikado.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I ain't finished yet. Now, since old Jake bestowed this honor on me, why, I expect to be receiving the benefits of office, which, I might add, I rightly deserve. And if I ever have to carry out the judging and killing part, why, I won't have no trouble finding plenty of people whose loss will be a beneficial gain to society at large. As someday it may happen that a victim must be found, I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground, who never will be missed. There's the self-important rapper who believes that he's the Lord, who's really just a person who is better off ignored. The people who post pictures of their meals and funny cats, the ones whose ranting nonsense doesn't have a lot of facts, and all Olympic athletes and the steroids they enlist. I'm sure they'll not be missed.
He's got them on his list. He's got them on his list. And they'll none of them be missed. They'll none of them be missed.
There's the stuffy, gruffy posers who worship doily cards, the rigid loyalists. I've got them on my list. And the snake who thinks graffiti will enhance a mural's art. He never will be missed. The silly, conceited singers who will screech a wretched tone, then criticize all others' vocal talents but their own. The pharmaceutical companies providing legal dope, the colleges that leave you with a debt of boundless scope, and robocallers all day long that never will desist. They'll none of them be missed. I'm sure they'll not be missed.
He's got them on his list. He's got them on his list. And they'll none of them be missed. They'll none of them be missed.
There's the sneaky paparazzi who catch you unaware, the well-paid voyeurist. I've got him on my list. And the ones who save their best friend's seats by flipping over chairs. I'm sure they'll not be missed. And the crooked politicians who betray our sacred trust, giving tax breaks to the wealthy, leaving normal folks to bust. And what's his name? And also you know who? The job of getting out the rest I'd rather leave to you. But it really doesn't matter who you put upon the list. I'm sure they'll not be missed.
You may put them on your list. And they'll none of them be missed. They'll none of them be missed.
Well, PB, it looks like the festivities with my up-and-coming wedding is going to last about a week. Now, I want it to be a real whoop-de-doo celebration, so I need to talk to you about how much I ought to spend.
Well, in which of my capacities, Attorney General, Secretary Treasury, Bank, Regulator, Private Secretary?
Oh, Private Secretary.
Well, as your private secretary, I say do it upright. If the city's going to pay, you spend all you want.
Ooh, the city pays and I spend. I like that. That's your official advice?
As your private secretary, But as bank regulator, I gotta see that there's no unnecessary government spending.
But you just said do it upright, spend all you like.
As your private secretary.
And now you say there can't be no unnecessary spending? Why, that's the only thing those rooster crowing pickpockets know how to do. There ain't no stopping it. Why, come over here where bank regulator can't hear us. Now, as my lawyer, how do we, deal with this little problem?
Well, as your lawyer, I say chance it.
Well, that's good advice. I'll take that.
Hold on there. As Chief Justice, I've got to see that the laws ain't violated.
Oh, well, come over here where the Chief Justice can hear us. Now, as Secretary of the Treasury,
Oh, as Secretary of the Treasury, I could pass a bill that would pay for all of the expenses.
oh, good, good.
Except that as leader of the loyal opposition, it would be my duty to resist it tooth and nail.
Well, fiddly-dee and curse that.
Now, of course, as bank regulator, I could propose a bill that would cover things and the official auditor would never figure it out.
Well, that's real good.
But as chief rabbi, I would have to fess up, lock myself up in my jail and put myself away.
Well, that's the most confounded thing I've heard of.
Well, that's not to say that all these high government officials couldn't be taken care of by a sizable contribution to their re-election campaign.
You ain't gonna get away with this, PB.
Wanna bet?
Well, oh my, why they're coming. Well, how do I look? How do I look?
Better than some.
Worse than others.
Well, come on, act nice, everybody, and make me look good.
Oh, that'll really cost you.
Hell.
Three little gals from school are we, birds as a schoolgirl well can be, filled to the brim with girlish glee. Three little gals from school, everything is a source of fun. Nobody's safe, but we care for none. Life is a joke that's just begun. Three little gals from school. Three little gals who all unwary come from a ladies' seminary, read from its genius to Larry. Three little gals from school. Three little gals from school. One little gal is a bride, yum yum. Two little gals in attendance come. Three little gals is the total sum. Three little gals from school. From three little gals, take one away. Two little gals remain and they won't have to wait very long, they say. Three little gals from school. Three little gals who all unwary come from a ladies' seminary, read from its genius to Larry. Three little gals from school. Three little gals from school.
Finally, my soon-to-be little bride.
You don't intend to kiss me in front of my school friends, do you?
Well, that was the general idea.
It seems odd, doesn't it?
It is kind of peculiar. He is your fiancé.
I've never been engaged before. Is it the usual thing to do?
I've never heard of it. I'm not the right person to ask.
It's totally your choice.
I know. I'll start by blowing you a kiss from way over here, and we'll see how that goes.
I didn't think it would go this far.
Oh, God, I can't stand it.
Thank goodness that's over.
Amen.
Have you had an engagement?
I'm gonna talk to my
She
friend,
doesn't
and I'd
like
be
it.
surprised
She'd ever so much
I'd
rather it
come
was
from
you.
school and we're not going back anymore.
Who is that?
Oh, this is
handsome
Cameron.
young man.
He's one of
Town Band.
Hoo-hoo, they're on my list. Hoo-hoo.
Kind sir, I am madly in love with Yum Yum. Now, I know that I deserve your anger.
Oh, anger? Why not one little bit? Heck, I love her myself. Charming little thing, isn't she? Nice hair, real smart. I'm glad to see someone of your obvious qualifications feels the same way that I do. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Get him out of here. Well.
Good morning, PB. How are you today, PB?
That's enough. I do not like silly young persons.
Oh, now be nice. The tip of the hat or me, howdy.
Fine. Howdy do, little girls. Howdy do. There ain't no call for that laughing. You don't know how hard it was for me to say howdy do, little girls, howdy do to silly young persons who have no respect for a man of my obvious stature.
Now, girls, PB, be nice, everybody, get along. Come on with me and I'll get you some more insults.
Well, hurry up because this is sheer torture.
So please do we much regret if we have failed in etiquette. Towards a better rank so high we shall know better by and by. But youth of course must have its fling, so pardon us, so pardon us. And don't in girlhood's happy spring be hard on us, be hard on us. If we're inclined to dance and sing tra-la-la-la-la-la. But youth of course must have its fling, so pardon us. And don't in girlhood's happy spring be hard on us.
But youth, of course, must have its fling, so pardon us.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, 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 tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Oh, Yum Yum. At last we're alone. I've been traveling for the better part of 3 weeks because I heard your guardian Coco was going to get his head blowed off. But now I find out you're going to get married to him this afternoon.
Alas, yes.
But you don't love him, do you?
Alas, no.
Then why didn't you tell him?
Well, what good would that do? He is my guardian, and he'd never let me marry you.
But I could wait until you were of age.
You forget that in Titipu, girls do not arrive at age of discretion until they're 50.
True. From ages 17 to 49 are considered years of indiscretion.
Besides, a lonesome cowboy who sings with that awful Titipu Town Band is hardly a fit husband for a ward of the noble executioner.
But should I tell her who I really am? Yeah, I gotta. Yum Yum?
Yes?
What if I told you that I ain't no musician?
There, I was certain of it ever since I heard you conduct the choir.
What if I could prove to you that I am the son of the most famous and feared man in the West?
Who?
Yum Yum, I am Jake Mikado's one and only legitimate son.
Since when?
Always. My name isn't Frankie Pooh, it's Francis Jake Mikado Jr.
The son of Jake Mikado? But why are you pretending to be someone you're not? What have you done? And will you promise to never do it again?
Listen, Yum Yum, it ain't my fault. A while back, I had the bad luck of having a wealthy lady friend of my pa's named Kitty Shaw take a terrible liking to me. She mistook my normal good manners and easygoing nature as feelings of love. And so, she claimed me for marriage.
You're supposed to get married?
Well, I told my pa no, but he owes that Kitty Shaw woman a whole lot of money. She came up with a new marriage law and made him write it down in his Code of the West.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And since nobody's above the law except him, he ordered me to marry her within a week or dance on the rope like a low-life varmint on a scaffold.
What?
He was going to have me hung, Yum Yum.
Oh, how awful. Whatever did you do?
Well, I hightailed it out there right away, disguised myself as a second tenor, and joined the Titipu Town Band. And that's where I saw you, and you saw me, and I saw you looking back.
Please, you'd better not come very near. The laws against flirting are very severe.
But we're here all by ourselves. There ain't nobody can see us.
Still, that doesn't make it right. To flirt is capital.
It is capital.
And we must obey the code.
To heck with the code. If it weren't for the code, we'd be happy.
Happy indeed.
If it weren't for the code, we'd be sitting side by side, like that.
Instead of having to sit half a mile off, like that.
We would be gazing into each other's eyes, like that.
Breathing sighs of unutterable love. Like that.
With our arms around each other's waist, like that.
Yes, if it weren't for the code.
If it weren't for the code.
As it is, we'd do nothing of the kind.
Not for worlds.
Being engaged to Coco, you know.
Being engaged to Coco, I know. Were you not to Coco plighted, I would say in tender tone, loved one, let us be united, let us be each other's own. I would merge or against station, worldly sneers are not to us, and to mark my admiration, I would kiss you fondly thus. I would kiss you fondly thus.
But as I'm to marry Coco, there is something now you should know. What we're doing is a no-no. Kissing you will make me loco.
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 Loco. In spite of all temptation, such a theme I'll not discuss, and on no consideration will I kiss you fondly thus. Will I kiss you fondly thus? Let me make it clear to you, this is what I'll never do. This, oh this, oh this, oh this, this is what I'll never, never do. This, oh this, oh this, oh this, this is what I'll never do.
You'll never do.
I'll never do.
You'll never do.
Oh this is what I'll never, never do.
I have to go now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there she is. To think that my future happiness is all wrapped up in that tasty little morsel. Oh, matrimony, matrimony.
Hey, Coco.
What? Why can you not see that I am soliloquizing? And another thing, from now on, why you call me by my rightful name, no more Coco or Cuckoo, you understand?
Yeah. Now, I have here a letter addressed to Mr. Raymond McCocool.
Oh, yeah?
From Mr. Jake Mikado.
A letter from Jake Mikado. I wonder what he wants with me. He says here that from now on, all executions got to take place by chopping a guy's head off with a giant axe.
A giant axe?
Yeah, look, he goes on to say, since he ain't heard of anybody having their head blown off in over a year, that if somebody's head ain't chopped off inside of a month, why, he's going to come down here, take care of things himself, turn Titty Poo into a ghost town.
Well, this is just great. We're up to our necks in this now. This is just great.
Coco, this is your fault.
Wait, the whole town?
Well, there's only one thing to do is I got to find someone to execute real quick, and the only question is, who?
Well, since you was already sentenced to death for flirting, you seem to be the natural candidate.
What are you talking about? I can't execute myself.
Why not?
Well, in the first place, it ain't so easy for a man to chop off his own head.
And
in the second place, why, that's suicide, and that's a crime that is punishable by death.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Besides, I don't see how a man could chop off his own head.
Well, a man might try.
Even if you only cut off half of it, that'd be something.
Old Jake might take that as an honest effort to comply with his Code of the West.
No. That's where I draw the line. Why, as official headsman, I ain't going to take on a professional operation unless I can see to it that it's done right.
Well, this professional conscientiousness of yours is all well and good for you, but what about us? We are in a very awkward position.
Bah-poo! Why, the awkwardness of your situation is heaven itself compared to a man having to chop off his own head.
Well, you're in. Unless you can find a substitute.
Sure, I appoint you official substitute.
Yeah, well, that is very kind of you, and it would be the pinnacle point of my political career. But I must say, no, it is time that I curbed my insatiable ambition. I am so proud if I allowed my family pride to be my guide. I'd volunteer to quit this sphere instead of you in a minute or two. But family pride must be denied and set aside and mortified and mortified.
My brain it teems with endless schemes, both good and new for titty-poo, for titty-poo. But if I flit the benefit that I diffuse, the town would lose. Now every man to aid his clan must plot and plan as best he can.
I heard one day a gentleman say that criminals who are cut in two can hardly feel the fatal steel, and so are slain without much pain. If this is true, it's jolly for you. Your courage screw to bid us adieu.
I am so proud.
My brain is
Heard one day a gentleman say that criminals who are cut in two can hardly feel the fatal steel, and so are slain without much pain. If this is true, it's jolly for you. Your courage screw to bid us adieu.
So although I'm ready to go, yet recollect what disrespected I neglect to thus affect this aim direct. So I object.
And so, although I wish to go and greatly pine to brightly shine and take the line of a hero fine with grief condign, I must decline.
So go and show both friend and foe how much you care. I'm quite aware it's your affair, yet I declare I take your share, but I don't much care.
I
taste your share, but I don't much care. I taste your share, but I don't much care. I taste your share, but I don't much care. I don't much care. I don't much care.
Awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. To sit in solemn silence in a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock. Awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. A dull, dark dock, a lifelong lock, a short, sharp shock, a big black block. To sit in solemn silence in a pestilential prison and awaiting the sensation of a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. To sit in some dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock of a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. To sit in solemn silence in a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big
is absolutely disgusting. I allow myself to be bailed out of jail at the last minute, simply to help out my hometown, and now I have to die within a month. I ask you, is this public gratitude? Is this... Why can I never soliloquize in peace?
Go on. Don't pay no mind to me.
What are you doing?
I'm going on a hunger strike.
What for?
Because you're gonna marry the girl I adore.
Why, if you try anything like that, why, I'll call the sheriff and have you arrested.
That don't scare me.
Well, if you can't do something like that, why, if you don't eat, you'll die, and suicide is a crime punishable by death. Why, if you try anything like that, mercy, mercy, hallelujah, woohoo, woohoo.
What's the matter with you?
Why, is it absolutely certain that you are bound and determined to die?
Absolutely.
And there's nothing that'll make you change your mind?
Nothing.
Threats, promises, prayers, all useless?
I told you, nothing.
Well, if you're really determined to die, why don't spoil yourself by wasting away? Do yourself a favor. Let your head be chopped off by the noble executioner.
I don't see how that favors me.
You don't? Well, just listen. Why, you'll have a month to live, and you'll live like a fighting cock at my expense. When the day comes, why, you'll be the center of attention. There'll be a grand public ceremony, a parade, bells ringing, girls in tears, yum-yum distracted. And then when it's all over, why, there'll be terrific hoedown, fireworks in the evening. You won't be there, of course, but they'll be there all the same.
Do you really think Yum Yum will be distracted by my death?
I'm convinced of it. She's the most tender-hearted critter alive.
I'd feel real bad if I was the cause of her grief. Maybe I should just run away to Buzzard's Gulch again. That'll distract me for sure, but I don't think I could ever forget Yum Yum.
No, I don't think anyone could forget Yum Yum. Not only that, but what could be more miserable than life without Yum Yum?
True. No Yum Yum, no life.
Yeah, and what's more than that, why, I don't know how you could go on.
Yeah, but there's a whole lot of people who have to.
Poor devils, why, I feel sorry for them. You're right not to be one among them.
I'll tell you how we'll do it. I'll get married to Yum Yum tomorrow, and a month from now, you can chop my head off.
No, I draw the line at Yum Yum.
All right. If you can draw a line, so can I.
Well, wait. How can I let you marry Yum Yum if I'm going to marry her myself?
She'll be a widow in a month. You can marry her then.
That is true, but my position during the next month will be most uncomfortable.
Not half as uncomfortable as my position at the end of it.
Well, all right. Hey, wait. Don't you dare die on me. Why, how can a man get so hungry so fast? Here, have a bite of my protein bar.
Who hit me? Where am I?
Well, all right. It's only putting off my wedding for a month. But you got to promise that you won't talk bad against me. You see, I learned Yum Yum to be my wife, and she's been taught to think of me as a wise and a good man. I don't want her views on that subject disturbed.
Trust me, she won't learn the truth from me.
With aspect stern and gloomy stride, we come to learn how you decide. Don't hesitate, your choice to make. A dreadful fate, you'll suffer all the same. A dreadful
everyone, I found a volunteer.
A wild west equivalent for here.
'Tis Frankie Pooh.
Hail Frankie Pooh.
I think he'll do.
Yes, he'll do.
He yields his life if I yum surrender. Now I adore that girl with passion tender. Could not yield her with a ready will or her alive if I did not adore myself with passion tender still. With passion tender still.
Oh yes, he loves himself with passion tender still.
Take her, she's yours.
The threatened cloud has passed away.
Brightly shines the dawning day.
What though the night may come too soon?
We've yet a month of afternoon.
Then let the throng our joy advance with laughing song and merry dance. Then let the throng our joy advance with laughing song and merry dance. With laughing song and merry dance. With laughing song. With joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate their brief career with joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate their brief career with joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate their brief career.
A day, a week, a month, a year. More of you.
Life's even timed up much too soon.
You'll have at least a honeymoon.
Then let the throng our joy advance with laughing song and merry dance. Then let the throng our joy advance with laughing song and merry dance. With laughing song and merry dance. With laughing song. With joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate their brief career with joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate their brief career with joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate their brief career with laughing song, merry dance. With laughing song and merry dance.
As in a month you've got to die if Coco tells us true. 'Twas empty compliment to cry long life to Frankie Pooh. But as 1 month you have to live as fellow citizen, this toast with 3 times 3 will give long life to you, long life to you, long life to you,
That may all good fortune prosper you. May you have health and riches too. May all good fortune prosper you. May you have health and riches too. May all good fortune, all you do, all you have to do till then.
Stop this nonsense now! Stop this nonsense now and help me, all of you!
Why, who is this whose evil eyes bring light on our festivities?
I claim my lying lover, Frankie Pooh. Oh, fool to shun delights that never cloy.
Oh, leave your dirty work undone.
Come back, you little fool, come back to joy.
Go away, ill-favored one.
It's Kitty Shaw, the one of whom I told you.
No, you shall not go. These arms shall thus enfold you. Away nor prosecute your quest from our intentions well expressed. You shall not turn us. The state of your connubial views towards the person you accuse does not concern us, for he's going to marry Yum Yum.
Yum Yum.
Your anger just marry, for we will be
Dum dum.
You'll find there are many who went for a penny. The word for your guidance is mum. No. There's lots of good fish in the sea.
On this subject we think you are dumb, dumb, dumb. We think you had better, so come, come, come. You'll find there are many who went for a penny, who went for a penny. There are lots of good fish in the sea. There are lots of good fish in the sea. There's lots of good fish in the sea. There's lots of good fish in the sea, in the sea, in the sea, in the sea, in the sea.
The hour of gladness is dead and gone. In silent sadness I live alone. The home I cherished, all lifeless lies, and all has perished, all has perished, save love, which never dies, which never, never dies. Oh, faithless one, this insult you shall rue. In vain for mercy, on your knees you'll sue. I'll tear the mask from your disguising.
Now comes the blow.
Prepare yourselves for new surprising.
I'll foil my foe.
No tenor he, despite vibrato. I know he is the son of Jake. In vain you interrupt with this tornado. He is the only son of Jake. I'll spoil your gay cabano. He is the son of Jake. The son of He torrents roar, ye tempest howl, your wrath outpour with angry growl. Go do your worst, my vengeance calls, shall rise triumphant after all.
You hear no more, you'll own it now. To join me sword despite your scowl. The echoes of our festival shall rise triumphant after all.
Prepare for woe, you haughty lords. At once I'll go to Jake Mikado towards.
Away you go, collect your horse, proclaim your word in dismal courts.
We do not heed their dismal sound.
For joy reigns everywhere around.
We do not heed their dismal sound.
For joy reigns everywhere around. The air knows of Gilbert without you joy we soar. Despite your scowl shall rise triumphant after all. Triumphant high we soar. Shall rise triumphant after all.
My wrongs with vengeance shall be crowned.
We do not heed your dismal sound, for joy reigns everywhere around. We do not heed your dismal sound,
yes, I truly am lovely. Sometimes I sit and wonder, in my sweet and adorable way, how it is that I am so much more beautiful than everybody else in the whole wide world. Can this be vanity? No. Mother Nature is lovely and rejoices in her loveliness. I am a child of nature, and I take after my mother. The sun whose rays are all ablaze with ever-living glory does not deny his majesty, he scorns to tell a story. He won't exclaim, I blush for shame, so kindly be indulgent, but fierce and bold in fiery gold he glories all effulgent. I mean to rule the earth as he the sky. We really know the sun and I. I mean to rule the earth as he the sky. We really know our worth, the sun and I. Observe his flame, that placid dame, the moon's celestial highness. There's not a trace upon her face of diffidence or shyness. She borrows light, and through the night mankind may all acclaim her. And truth to tell, she lights up well, so I for one don't blame her. Pray make no mistake, we are not shy. We're very wide awake, the moon and I. Pray make no mistake, we are not shy. We're very wide awake, the moon and I. Yes, everything seems to smile on me. Today, I'm to marry the very handsomest man for miles around, and I love him all the way to the sky. I am the very happiest girl in the whole wide world. Listen to her, the happiest girl in the whole wide world. I pity anyone who could be happy after attaining damaged goods. Damaged goods? Well, Miriam, the fact that your husband is going to be headless at the end of the month is, in a way, a drawback. It really seems to take the top off of it, you know? Well, I don't know about that. It all depends. Does not. Does too. No, it does not. No. I think it is perfectly awful of you to be arguing about such a subject on such a day. If my married happiness is to be cut short. Yes, cut short in a month. Can't you at least let me forget it just for a little while?
Yum in tears on the morning of her wedding?
They've been telling me how in a month you're going to get your head chopped off. Yes, we've been reminding her that they're going to chop off your It is true, you know. You are to be beheaded.
You know, some bridegrooms will be depressed by this sort of thing. Once a month. Shucks, this division of time depends on how you think about it. Who says a day is 24 hours long?
Everybody. It is the popular opinion, you know.
Then we'll change it. We'll make each second a minute, each minute an hour, each hour a day, each day a year. That'll give us about 30 years of marital bliss together before...
This way we've been talking about it for 4.5 days. Yes, time sure flies when you're having fun.
That's how to look at it. let's try not to feel bad. Every cloud's got a silver lining.
Yes, let's be perfectly happy.
I know what'll cheer us up. I've been rehearsing with the wedding band. Listen to this.
Brightly dawn's your wedding day. Joyous are we give thee greeting. Whither art thou fleeting? Fickle morn and prithee stay. Fickle morn and prithee stay.
What though courts all joys be hollow?
Pleasures come and sorrows follow. Do the Thompsons all day long. Do the Thompsons all day long. Ding dong, ding dong. Yet until the shadows fall over one and over all. Sing a merry madrigal and sing a merry madrigal. Sing a merry madrigal. Let us drive already, dear, though the hours are surely creeping. Little me for woeful weeping, till the sad sundown is near, till the sad sundown is near.
All must drink the cup of sorrow.
Like today and that tomorrow, this the close of every song. What those solemn shadows fall, sooner, later, overall. Sing a merry madrigal, sing a merry madrigal, sing a merry madrigal. La 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 la
Oh, Frankie, what are we going to do? I don't want you to die.
I don't want me to die either. I don't know what to do.
Go on, don't mind me.
Are we upsetting you?
Oh, not at all. It's no use.
Oh, cheer up. After all, it's only for a month.
Yeah, it's only a month.
Well, it's no use, no sense, no use in fooling myself. 'Cause it ain't gonna happen.
What do you mean?
My poor child, why, I don't know how to tell you this. My little bride that was to have been.
Was to have been?
Yes, I know it's gonna break your heart, but you can never be mine. We ain't ever gonna get married.
Oh, joy!
Oh, rapture!
I just found out, according to old Jake's Code of the West, that when a married man gets his head chopped off, his wife has to be buried alive.
Buried alive?
But that law has never been enforced.
Not till now. Till now, why, flirting was the only crime punishable by death, and married men never flirt.
Darling, I do not wish to appear selfish, and I'm certain I'll never love anyone else half as much. But when I agreed to marry you, I had no idea that I was to be buried alive at the end of the month.
Me neither.
I mean, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does make a difference,
I mean,
you're right.
Buried alive, it's such a stuffy death.
I call it a beast of a death.
You understand, don't you, darling? I'm in a difficult position.
Yeah, I know. I'm in my own too. If I insist on you keeping your promise to marry me, I doom you to a hideous death. If I take back your promise, you have to marry Coco right now. Oh my golly, what a life.
My poor boy, why, I feel awful for you.
I bet you do.
I can't think of anything more miserable than having your wedding cut off at the last minute.
I can tell.
Well, you know, when something like that happens, why, there ain't nothing I can do about it. You know, I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't. I feel terrible about it.
Yeah? What about your wedding?
Well, my wedding, I ain't gonna have no wedding thanks to you. And yum.
You know what? That's not gonna happen. Today, I die. Oh, no, I can't live without Yum Yum. So this afternoon, I'm gonna stand in front of a stampeding steer.
No, I can't let you do that. Why?
Why not?
You're under contract to die by the noble executioner. That's why. Why, if you kill yourself, what'll happen to me? I'll tell you what, I'll have to be executed in your place.
Yeah? Well, times are tough.
Well, look here, you little squirt.
Oh, Coco, there you are. Hey, Coco. I'd vamoose if I was you. We're in trouble.
What are you talking about? What?
He's coming.
Who?
Jake Mikado's coming down the road. He'll be here in 10 minutes.
Well, look here, you little squirt. Why, a bargain's a bargain. You will not screw up the justice system by killing yourself. Why, if you got any sense of honor at all, you'll let your head be chopped off by the noble executioner.
Okay, chop my head off.
What? Now?
Right now.
But, I never killed a bed bug.
Well, it's about time. You are the noble executioner. Now do it.
I don't want to.
You have to.
I don't want to.
Chop it off.
Chop it off.
Chop it off.
All right. I can't do it. Why? Do you think I would have accepted this job if I thought I was really going to have to do it?
It's okay now. Sometimes we all gotta do things we don't want to. After all, if I don't mind, why should you? I mean, sooner or later, it's gotta get done.
Now do it. Chop it off.
I can't kill you. I can't kill anyone. Why? I'm a miserable failure. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I don't have to. Like, why should I kill you when all I need is a document saying that you've been executed and that I did it? After all, that'll work. Why, we got plenty of witnesses. Commander-in-Chief, Chief Justice, Sheriff, Deputy, and all swear to it. Right, PB?
Now let me get this straight. You want all of us high government officials to commit perjury so you can wiggle your butt out of this mess.
Why not? You'll be grossly insulted as usual.
Well, be cash how are you?
It'll be every penny I got.
Well, in that case, you just write it up. I'll sign whatever you want.
What about me and Yum Yum?
You and yum. PB, you go tell Yum Yum. Now you take Yum Yum and you marry Yum Yum and you go far away from here and you never come back. Yeah?
Hold on, there's something I should tell you.
No, I don't want to hear it. By golly, here comes Jake. He's coming to see if the execution took place. Why? If he finds you alive, I'll have one heck of a time trying to convince him that I've chopped your head off.
He's here! Jake Mikado is here!
Here I am the law.
And I'm his daughter-in-law elect. He'll marry his son, the one on the run, to his daughter-in-law elect.
My morals have been declared particularly correct.
But they're nothing at all compared with those of his daughter-in-law elect. Kowtow to his daughter-in-law elect. Kowtow to his daughter-in-law elect.
In a fatherly kind of way, I rule each town and sect. They cheerfully do what I say.
Except his daughter-in-law elect. As tough as bone, with a will of her own, is his daughter-in-law elect.
My nature is love and light, my freedom from all defect.
Is insignificant quite compared with his daughter-in-law elect. Kowtow to his daughter-in-law elect. Kowtow to his daughter-in-law elect.
I am no desperado, I'm a judicial humorist. To nobody's second, I'm certainly reckoned a deadly moralist. It is my very humane endeavor to make to some extent each evil liver a running river of harmless merriment. My object all sublime shall achieve in time to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. The animal haters who don't understand our canine and feline friends will expose the curse of some animal first, so the sneezing never ends. The folks who make movies with sequels and prequels and extra parts 1, 2, and 3 are made to have drinks till they're filled to the brink and never allowed up to pee. Those daring bold folk at the parking authority who with such brazen glee deliver a ticket within a hot minute of meter expiry. We'll shrink them down to the size of a fly or some such size so small, and we'll stick them splat to the windshield like that beneath the wipers all. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
His object all sublime, he will will achieve in time. So let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pent unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
The slick politicians who promise the world and then go back on their words should frolic together in all kinds of weather beneath a whole tree full of birds. Environment polluters who poison the planet by dumping their vile toxic waste are thrown in the mud with their own mess and crud till they turn into library paste. The pool hole shark who anyone catches, his doom is extremely hard. He's made to stay in a padded cell in a place that's always barred. And there he'll play extravagant matches. He'll miss every shot that he calls with a cloth untrue and a twisted cue and elliptical billiard balls. My object all sublime, I shall achieve in time to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, innocent merriment.
His object all sublime, he will achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
What do y'all think of that?
Great. Mr. Jake Mikado, why, I am honored to be able to officially welcome you to Tippy-Poo. Why, I can tell why you are here. I anticipated your arrival. Why, the execution has taken place.
Oh, you've had an execution, have you?
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, the coroner just handed me the death certificate.
I'm the coroner. Excellent. A bona fide death certificate. At Tippy-Poo, in the presence of the Attorney General, Chief Justice, Mayor, Sheriff. Oh, the county undertaker. Good thinking. Mr. Mikado. Call me Jake.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, they were all present, and I counted them myself, Jake.
Wow, it must have been one popular event. I wish I could have seen it.
Me too. Why, I was marvelous.
Did he deserve it?
Oh, did he? Why, he was mean and ugly. Why, I had to do it. Why, it was the only way that I could stop him from committing suicide. Twice! I mean, I convicted him of,
Flirt?
Oh, yes, flirting and kissing. Oh, he was a man of gigantic strength. His struggles were horrific. It was a beautiful sight to have seen. I wish you could have seen it.
Tell me about it. I'm dying to hear about it.
All right.
The criminal cried as I knocked him down in a state of wild alarm. With a frightful, frantic, fearful frown, I bared my big right arm. I grabbed him by the seat of his pants when on his knees fell he. As he squirmed and struggled and gurgled and gurgled, I drew my Snickers snee. My Snickers snee. Never shall I forget the crowd. Shriek! That shrieking he. As I gnashed my teeth when from its sheath I drew my Snickers snee.
Know him well, he cannot tell the truth from the tale. He always tries to tell with love, and every time he fails.
It's a Snickers.
He shivered and shook as he gave the sign for the stroke he didn't deserve. When all of a sudden his eyes met mine, and it seemed to brace his nerve. For he lifted his head and kissed my hand and whistled a tune, did he? As the axe, it's true, cut cleanly
what really happened. Although he was dead, the beggar said, though his head was he. He stood on his neck with a smile well bred and bowed 3 times to me. It was none of your impudent offhand nods, but as humble as can be. For he clearly knew the deference due to a man of pedigree, of pedigree. And it's oh, why how this deadly now was a touching sight to see. Though trunkless yet, he couldn't forget the deference due to me.
Although what proof he tells the truth whenever he finds it makes. And in this case it all took place exactly as he said. Exactly as he said.
All right, clear it out, all. You get out of the saloon. I got business here. Come on, move it! Sounds like you had one heck of a good time. I really wish I could have seen it, but I'm here to take care of something else.
What?
About a year ago, my son just up and run away.
Did he have any reason to be unhappy?
Oh, none whatsoever. On the contrary, I was about to marry him, and yet he fled. What?
No.
You don't think I'm beautiful because my face is unusual, don't you?
No.
You don't know nothing. You don't look only at a face to find something that is beautiful. I know my face is very intimidating.
No, it ain't. Yeah, it is.
I have a left shoulder blade that is a miracle to behold. People come from miles around to see it.
And yet he fled.
Turned to find out he's been hanging around Titty Poo, disguised as a second tenor.
A second tenor?
That's right. Would it cause you any pain if I asked you to go get him? He's going under the name of,
Frankie.
Who? Frankie?
Yeah, sure, that's easy. Oh, as a matter of fact, it's kind of hard out. Well, he went abroad, yes.
Where?
New Jersey.
What's the matter with you?
Looky here, his name, Frankie Pooh, beheaded this morning. Where am I going to find me another one?
Oh, make my day. It looks like in your hurry to carry out my wishes, you done just chopped off the head of my own little legit kid.
Oh, please accept my apology.
Of course you didn't. How could you? Come on now. Everything's going to be all right. It weren't your fault.
Well, thank you.
The man disguises himself as a second tenor. He's got to face the consequences. Tenors deserve everything they get. Now get up. Relax. Take a breath. Everything's going to be okay.
Oh, well, much obliged to you, James.
Don't mention it. Hey, Kitty. What? Do you remember the punishment for killing the only son of the Mikado?
Punishment?
Yeah, it's something nice and slow like. Something with boiling oil in it, I think. Something like that. I think boiling oil's in it. I know it's something funny.
Tar and feathers?
That's a lot more funny than that. It's got boiling oil in it. Maybe it was melted lead. I can't remember. Hey, wait a minute. Kitty, go get the code. But don't you worry yourselves at all. I ain't even a little bit mad at you. Let's see, hold on, relax. Yep. No, boiling oil. Causing the death of the next leader of the Mikado clan. And that's young Frankie there. It's punishable by boiling oil. Don't say nothing about no mistake. But you're right. There should be.
Yeah.
But there ain't. Yeah, can't do nothing about it now. Except for me. Everybody's got to live by the laws I've written down in my code. Because if they don't, the code don't mean nothing, you see? But cheer up now. I'll take that part out. Next time I change the code. Yeah, well, I guess you better get back to your execution. How about after lunch? Can you wait till then?
Yes.
Great. We'll have it after lunch then. I don't want no lunch. Life don't seem fair. I feel real bad for you, son, but these days, folks can't expect life to be fair. Come on, kitty. My object are sublime, I shall achieve in time. We'll fling him in boiling oil.
A nice mess you
Fling him
got
in
us
boiling
into
oil.
with your deference to a man of pedigree.
Corroborative details designed to give credibility to your otherwise dull and unconvincing bald-faced lie.
Corroborative detail? Corroborative baloney!
Well, you're just as bad as he is with your whistling in the air and catching his eye. But isn't that just like you always flapping that big mouth of yours?
Oh, what about your big right arm?
Yeah, and your snickersnee.
Well,
What is
never
a
mind.
snickersnee anyway?
Well, never mind that. Why? There's only one solution why Frankie hasn't left yet. He's got to come back to life and right now. Hey, Frank the Pooh, I got good news for you. You've been reprieved.
It's too late. I'm dead. And off of my honeymoon.
But a terrible thing just happened. It turns out that you are the son of Jake Mikado.
Yeah, but that happened a long time ago.
Yeah, well, what's that got to do with it anyway? I mean, he's here with that Caddyshaw.
My father and Kitty?
Yeah, and he really wants to see you.
So does she.
But he's married now.
Yeah, well, don't look at me, because
That
I
changes
don't know.
everything.
He ordered me to marry Kitty, but I can't do that because I just married Yum Yum. Now, Kitty will insist that I get my head chopped off. And if I'm executed, then my adorable wife will have to be buried alive.
You can see our predicament.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to do about it.
There's only one thing to do. You have to talk Miss Kitty into marrying you.
Me?
Because if you don't, I'll come back to life, and they'll probably kill you for not killing me.
Me marry Miss Kitty?
Then she'll have no claim on me. And me and my adorable wife won't have to worry about getting killed.
I really think it is the only thing to do.
But by golly, have you met her? I mean, she's got issues.
No, you listen here. It all boils down to this. As long as Kitty's alive, I'll be a disembodied ghost. After Kitty marries you, then life will be as welcome as flowers in the spring.
The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, bring promise of merry sunshine. As we merrily dance and we sing, tra-la, we welcome the hope that they bring, tra-la, of a summer of roses and wine, of a summer of roses and wine. And that's what we mean when we say that a thing is welcome as flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la.
The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, have nothing to do with this gaze. I've got to take under my wing, tra-la, a most terrifying old thing, tra-la, with a tough and a real scary face, with a tough and a real scary face. And that's what I mean when I say or I sing, to hell with the flowers that bloom in the spring. La 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 la, la 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 la, to hell with the flowers of spring.
La 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 la, tra la 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 la, tra la 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 la.
Alone, and yet alive. Hearts do not break, they sting and ache. All hope is gone. Oh, why stay on? I am a prisoner to my lost love.
Hey, Kitty!
You!
Hello!
The little slug that robbed me of my love, but vengeance is mine.
They're heating up the cauldron right now. We're gonna turn you into a grim and grisly soup.
Why, Miss Kitty, I'm on my knees. Please have a little mercy.
Mercy? Did you have any mercy on him? You killed my love. Well, he didn't love me, but he would have in time. I'm an acquired taste that only an educated palate can appreciate. I was just getting ready to educate his palate when he took off. Now I find him, and now he's dead, and it's all your fault.
I know, but
it takes years to train a man to love me. How do you expect me to go through the whole weary process all over again, and at the same time give mercy to the one who robbed me of my prey? I mean, my pupil. Oh, the worst part is his palate was ripe and ready. Where am I going to find me another one?
Here?
What?
Why, Miss Kitty, I've been struck down with a searing white-hot passion that sizzled its way deep down into my suffering heart. Why, if there's even the slightest bit of mercy left in you, why don't turn away from this love-sick, lonely man whose every thought and thrills at the tiniest touch? Why, it's true. I pretended to be disgusted when I first laid eyes on you, but that was only to hide the horrible, passion, yeah, which keeps burning its way deep down into my gut. Why, it keeps burning and belching, because I've been holding it in for so long. Why, it declares itself in words that can't be weighed, can't be learned, and I pray they ain't heard by anybody else but you.
Oh, dare you not speak?
Why, Miss Kitty, I am scared to death of your love, but I know I will die without it. So, Miss Kitty, I love you, and I want to be yours.
You, whose hands still reek with the blood of my intended, how dare you talk pretty to the woman you so viciously done wrong?
Why, Miss Kitty, if you don't accept my love right here and right now, why, I will die right here.
Go on. No one knows better than me that no one ever died of a broken heart. Yet.
Why, Miss Kitty, you know not what of you speak. Just listen. The tree by a willow sat a little tomtit, singing willow, tit willow, tit willow. And I said to him, Dickie Bird, why do you sit singing willow, tit willow, tit willow? Is it weakness of intellect, Birdie, I cried, or rattles of worm in your little inside? With a shake of his poor little head, he replied, oh, willow, tit willow. Slapped at his chest as he sat on that bough, singing willow, tit willow, tit willow. And a cold perspiration bespangled his brow. Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. He sobbed and he sighed, and a gurgle he gave. Then he plunged himself into a billowy wave, and an echo rolls from the suicide's grave.
Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow.
Now I feel just as sure as I'm sure that my name isn't willow, tit willow, tit willow. That was blighted affection that made him exclaim, oh, willow, tit willow, titwillow. And if you remain callous and obdurate, I shall perish as he did, and you will know why. Though I probably shall not explain when I die. Oh, willow, titwillow, titwillow.
Did he really die of love?
He really did.
Oh, on account of the little hen?
Yes.
Oh, poor little guy.
It's a sad tale and quite true. I knew the little bird intimately.
Did you? Oh, he must have loved her a lot.
Oh, his devotion to her was something extraordinary.
Oh, poor little guy. And if I refuse you, will you go and do the same?
Right now?
Oh, no, don't go. Oh, I'm such a silly little goose.
Oh, if you say so.
Oh, you won't hate me because I'm a little bit beastly, will you?
Hate you because you're a... Why, Miss Kitty, there is beauty even in a beast.
Perhaps I can educate your palate after all. Get over here. You're mine. There's beauty in the bellow of the blast. There's grandeur in the growling of the gale. There's elephant roaring when the lion is roaring and the tiger is lashing of his tail.
Yes, I'd like to see a tiger from the Congo or the Niger, and especially with the lashing of his tail.
Volcanoes have a splendor that is grim, and earthquakes only terrify the dolts. But to him who's scientific, there is nothing as terrific in the falling of a flight of thunderbolts.
Yes, in spite of all my meekness, I have a little weakness. It's a passion for the flight of thunderbolts. If that is so, sing Derry down, Derry, it's evident, Derry, our fates are one. Away we'll go and merrily marry, nor tardily tarry till day is done. Frightening enough. The information I'm requesting on a subject interesting. Is a woman really better when she's tough?
Yes, throughout my dominion there's a general opinion that a woman's so much better when she's tough.
Miss Kitty, I will marry, I'm afraid. I'm ready for a steamy escapade. With a fascinating frantic, though it's really not romantic, but I wonder if Miss Kitty is depraved.
To the matter that you mentioned, I have given some attention. Don't you worry, what you'll get you've always craved.
That is so, sing Derry down, Derry is evident, Derry our tastes are one. Away we'll go and merrily marry, nor tardily tarry till day is done. If that is so, sing Derry down, Derry is evident, Derry our tastes are one. Away we'll go and merrily marry, nor tardily tarry till day is done. Sing Derry down, Derry, merrily marry, nor tardily tarry till day is done.
Law we cannot foil, his fun we cannot spoil. So in the pot that's very hot, he'll simmer in boiling oil. So what he thought was old Widow Hawkins turned out to be a porcupine.
Dang, that's a good one. Heard it before.
Kills every time.
Listen up. I've had one heck of a good lunch, and I'm ready. Have the painful preparations been made? Yeah. Is the oil boiling? It better be.
Yes, sir. We are ready.
Excellent. Excellent. Let's bring those sorry losers on out here. If we do it right, it could be funny.
Oh, mercy, Jake! Mercy for Coco, mercy for Patty, Penny. Oh, mercy even for PB.
Hold on. I didn't catch that last one. Merciful PB.
Oh, mercy, Jake. Jake, the husband I wanted is dead. And I've just married this miserable little thing.
We were married before the registrar.
The registrar.
Oh.
Well, Jake, you see, I told you about the killing that I didn't do, but
Dagnammit, Kitty, this ain't about your love life. They just grabbed my son and chopped off his head.
Sorry about that.
Hey, Paul, your son ain't dead. What do you mean I still got my head? Look.
It's young Frank.
And your new daughter-in-law elected.
What?
This here's my new bride, Yum Yum.
Whoa, you married yourself a little Yum Yum.
Yeah.
Wow, son of a gun. Hey, Kitty, guess what? Young Frank here just lasted himself a little Yum Yum.
You tricked me, you viper. You rodent, you little stink bug. Tell me why.
Kitty, you deserve an explanation, but he'll do a better job telling it if he's in one piece. Now turn him loose.
well, you see, Jake, I told you about the killing that I didn't do, but
In very vivid particulars. Merely corroborative details.
well, will you cut that out? Oh, my goodness, my. Well, you see, Jake, it's like this. When you say, let a thing be done, why, it's as good as done. Practically it is done, because your word is law. You say kill a guy, and that guy is hauled off to be killed, so consequently that guy is as good as dead. Practically, he is dead, and if he is dead, why not say so?
Hold on there. You're saying, if I say a thing, and then it's done? Well, that's a heck of a good idea. And you know what? I'm going to put it in my code right now.
For he's gone and married Yum Yum. Your anger just buried, for all will be merry. We think you had better succumb and join our expression of glee.
On this subject, you think I am dumb. My notions, though many, are not worth a penny. The one for my guidance is mum. There's only one full and it's me.
On this subject, we think you are dumb. We think you had better succumb. You'll find there are many who went for a penny, who went for a penny. There are lots of good fish in the sea. There are lots of good fish in the sea. There's lots of good fish in the sea. There's lots of good fish in the sea, in the sea, in the sea, in the sea, in the sea.
The threatened cloud has passed away. What though the night may come too soon?
And left us wrought our joy and dance with laughing song and merry dance. We'll let the throng our joy and dance with laughing song and merry dance with laughing song and merry dance with laughing song. With joyous shout and ringing cheer, inaugurate their new career with joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate their new career with joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate their new career with laughing song and merry dance, with laughing song and merry dance. With song
Oh, I have no idea.